Hello, this is Annette. This is Tatum Talk. And today we'll be talking about getting a car offline. Let's talk it out. Okay, so this is my experience with buying a car online that I did not test drive beforehand. So it's different from going to a traditional dealership where you're usually there for hours. This is a lot less time. However, there were some glitches in my process. It may not be glitches in your process, so don't take into account the extra time that it took. I'll explain. But it really is a much shorter process, and also you alleviate the pressure of the sales tactics of the guys in the car dealership. That's facts. Because Carvana is a place that's they call it like a no haggle car type of buying experience. So basically what you see is what you get. They don't try to push all these added extras on you. Yeah, at the end there might be a few upsells, like do you want gap insurance or do you want an extra extended warranty, but you just check a box, yes or no. There's nobody like trying to push your hand at spending more money. So it's a very different experience. Okay, so basically you go on the website, you browse through all the different makes and models, or you go through the search feature and you search for something specific that you're looking for. So the price that comes up is a general price. The price gets specific after you create an account. You create an account and you're registered on there, and they ask you a few personal questions, and you create your login and everything. And then when you look on it again, the prices are the same. The car price is the same. What I'm talking about that changes is the per month price. So they like to tell you an estimate of how much it's going to be to put down, and also how much you're going to pay per month. So when you first look at it, that's the estimated amount. But once you create an account and you have your actual credentials in there, it takes like maybe 3 minutes to register. And then when you look again, now it's more specific as to what price you're going to pay, okay, and what your monthly is going to be, and what your down payment is going to be. So I did that process. I found something that I wanted. Now, when you find something that you want, you hit get started, which means it's going to put it on hold for approximately 30 minutes while you go through all the steps. So this way nobody else can put it on hold and try to get it, right? It's your time now. This 30-minute allotment is yours. Now, this is the part that took me longer, because what happened was, I was pissed too. What happened was, the clock, you see it at the top and it's ticking down, but the documentation that you have to gather, earlier in the day, I knew I had to get bank statements. So I did log on, I downloaded that, I saved it to my device so I could upload it during this process. But I still had to do extra steps that I didn't prepare ahead of time. So you need your license, which was no problem. I didn't have it next to me, but it only took a half a second to go get it, right? I had to get my license. The thing is, I have another bank account, and I needed to get statements from that one as well. And it took extra time for me to stop, go to another screen, log in, download those, and have them ready to upload into my account. That took extra time. And something else they wanted me to do, there's a verification process, right? I wasn't really prepared for that. You know, the verification process where they ask you a few questions, which are like random questions about your history. It may be like a previous address. It may be something that doesn't even apply to you. Like you took a mortgage out from such and such a bank and it's multiple choice, but you don't have a mortgage, so then that doesn't even apply to you. But there's like maybe 5 questions like that. One of those questions, and for some reason this happens to me a lot, it's like, what was the license plate on a car that you own? This was a car I probably had in like 2008, 2009. Do I remember the license plate number? No, I don't. So sitting there and trying to think about that and think about previous addresses, maybe for you that might not be an issue, but I've moved a lot, okay? About over 20 times I've moved. So I think about, was that my address or was that a mailing address, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really sure. So I have to think about that. Other than that, the verification process is pretty, it's okay. It's not bad. What else took me longer? Something else took me longer. But anyway, I felt as though if they could tell you in the beginning, okay, these are the things you need, you know what I mean? So that they're right next to you. Your time won't run out. My time didn't run out. However, it calculated it as though my time ran out. They give you an extra 15 minutes to do the part of uploading documents. So yeah, the things that you have to upload, your statement, and then the thing is, I had a problem with that, uploading the documents. Like something wasn't in the right format and it wasn't accepting it. So then I had to stop and I had to go figure out how to change it and make it uploadable. And I didn't know how to do it directly because I never have to do it. I think it was a bank statement. I think that's what it was. The bank somehow downloaded my statement and made it with a lock with a password on it. And so I stopped and I was Googling and I was trying to figure out, how do you take this password off? Because it's not a password I put on. So I'm trying to figure that out. That took time, extra time, while the clock was ticking. Finally, I couldn't figure it out. So what I did was I just took a screenshot of the statement, of each page of the statement. And now I had what was supposed to be one statement wound up being like 5 pages, 4 pages. So now it's not clear. There's one button for upload. So I'm thinking I had to have all these pages together as one document. And so I was trying to figure out how to convert multiple pages into one document. And then I had to stop and I had to go and Google that and figure that out. And so the time is still ticking. And what I realized though at the end was you can upload as many documents as you need to. After you hit the upload, it generates a new button and then you can upload another thing. And when that's done, if you still need to upload, you just it'll keep generating and you could keep uploading and keep uploading. It just shows you one button, but that button will let you do it multiple times over. And so that wasn't clear to me. And so I was trying to see how I could get all my things in the one upload. Okay, so that took time. However, I got it all uploaded. And then I want to say I had about 5 or 7 minutes left on the clock. I hit submit and the whole thing disappeared. It told me I'm now in hold status while someone else is reviewing the car. My time ran out due to abandonment, due to inactivity. That's what it said. So I was tight. When I tell you I was tight, that I spent all that time doing that, and I was like, oh my God, somebody else is looking at the car and they're going through the process. Suppose they get the car before me. Words can't explain. Anyway, the moral is gather what you need to gather before you start, okay? And hopefully you could get through the time limit. I got through the time limit. I don't know why this clock said that I didn't when I saw that there was still more time. I don't know if it was a glitch on their end or what, I don't know. But what happened was I waited the 30 minutes for that person's process clock to run out. And then it became available again. Ta-da! So then I went on quickly. I hurried up and got through. No matter of fact, I didn't have to start over again. It saved my information. So all I had to do was just, matter of fact, I didn't have to do anything. Now that I think about it, as soon as my turn came again and I opened it up and it brought the same screen back up, it submitted it. Like it went through on its own. I literally didn't have to do anything. I didn't even have to hit the button. It just went. And so after it was submitted, I got an email shortly after, 30 minutes or so, that said, the income verification department needs more information. Contact us at this number or respond by email. And so it was late. Like I had already been on the site, you know, between browsing and deciding what I wanted and trying to download, getting my documents, I was drained. So I didn't want to do anything else that day. I figured I'll just deal with it in the morning. So the next morning I called the 800 number, speak to somebody, get the verification department. Oh, before I get to that part, let me just tell you this one thing. So when you first start your process, you get a text, right? It's like one of those 5-digit automated texts from a system. Like it's not coming from a person's phone number. And so Carvana is located in Arizona, in Phoenix, I think, or Tempe, Arizona. Anyway, most of the time you're dealing with this text. Like they text you questions, they tell you what you need, you can respond with questions. So you have this back and forth text communication going on. And you could pick up the phone at any time and you could call the 800 number and you could get a person on the phone. But I dealt through the text most of the time, except when I had like more detailed questions, then I would call the 800 number. Okay, so the verification department the next morning told me I needed to submit, because I don't have pay stubs. If you have pay stubs, then this is probably going to be straightforward for you. But because I work for myself, they said they weren't clear by looking at my statements which was deposits, which transactions were deposits, and that it was, you know, what was it related to or who was it coming from. You know, I had to basically prove that it was business related. Okay, so I said, oh, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to get my invoices. So that's another thing. So if you work for yourself, plan to not just upload your bank statements. Also, you need to upload your, if you've been operating, then you have tax returns. So that'll probably suffice. But me, I just started probably this business. I want to say I'm in my 4th month. So I don't have tax returns yet. And I did not have articles of incorporation either. They did ask for that. It's not necessary, but they did ask for it. But I didn't incorporate yet because it's new. I just want to make sure I know what's going on first. So that aside, they said they needed to know to see the direct correlation of the income that comes into my account and what it's for. Okay, so I went and now I had to go log into PayPal and get the invoices that I sent out. So I printed those, or I screenshotted those rather. And then I had a handwritten invoice 1 month or 1 week. And then I think I did another invoice by email. So I had them different places. So I basically had to gather all my invoices and then I had to upload it, and they had to correlate with the date on my bank statement where they could see, okay, this was paid here and it came from this. You know what I mean? So if your business is structured a certain way, just make sure that it's clear, because they're gonna call you and ask you if it's not. So anyway, I did that the next day, and something else I had to give her. What was it? Oh, know this also. They only include income from the 3 months prior to when you're applying. So it's April 21. I applied in April, so that means they only want income from January, February, March, right? And then they say project that income throughout the rest of the year to come up with your annual, and that's what they're gonna base your budget on. Okay, so I did that. Now I had a payment that came in on my April bank statement, but she wasn't going to accept that because she said it has to be in March. It has to be January, February, March. We can't accept anything that comes in April because we're only looking at the 3 months. Okay, but I had to tell her, well, it's on my April statement. However, the date that it was paid is the last day in March. It's March 31st. And it correlates with this other invoice that's also dated in March. So they are very specific, like very strict with the guidelines. Other than that, let's see what else happened. Oh, okay. So after I did the income verification part, I swear that felt like it took about 2 hours. I was on the phone with her the whole time while I was uploading documents. Had to wait, for her to see it on her end. And the other thing is, so once you set up your account, you can always log in, get back to that page, and you can upload. The upload button is there. You do everything on this page. You sign your contracts on this page. You upload your insurance on this page. So after I did the income verification part, she went and made the budget and rebudgeted. So in the beginning, when I just started the account, and it tells you potentially what you'll pay per month and also what your down payment could be, that changed after she did her budget, because it is also contingent on the income verification part of it, right? So for example, the first estimate I got was that I was going to have to pay $388 a month. Now, after she did her budget, she said, we need to get you down to $332 a month. So that means something has to change, right? So the down payment was already at $1,300. So because she wanted to get my payments lower, now my down payment went up. So I wound up actually having to put down $4,500, which I wasn't prepared to do. I did not come into this thinking that I was about to come up off of almost $5,000. However, I made the adjustment because I determined that it was something I really wanted. You know what I mean? I really wanted to do it, and projecting that this was going to be for what I have planned. This is going to be something that's going to pay off in the long run. I worked it out that I should just go ahead and do it, because I was on there looking and I found something very specific that I wanted, and they didn't have anything else comparable. So, and I looked the next day too, over 2 days. Like I came back to see, was there anything new uploaded? Because they do get new things every day added on. In fact, I think it was a 3-day period that I was checking back. And one day I checked and it wasn't there. The next day I checked and it was there. And that's the one I applied for. And the next day I checked again and they didn't have another one. So I'm thinking, let me just get this one right now. You know what I mean? Because the price was really good for it. And the mileage was really good for it. Okay, so after the income verification part, she told me my adjustment, the budgeting happened. She told me my adjustment. And then she said, so you have 24 hours to decide if you want to move forward. So if you do, get your insurance, upload it to your account, and then you're all set. So I did that the next day. I did it right before the cutoff of 24 hours. I got the insurance, I uploaded it. Then the next step was, I was done. I had a date of delivery, which was probably like maybe, I want to say 3 days, maybe 3 days after the process was done, the car was supposed to be delivered. I say supposed to be because it didn't happen. So I got a text the day before. I got a text and an email that said, due to logistics reasons, we have to push the car back. It's going to be delayed until Saturday. So it was supposed to come on a Monday, and then it just came today, which is Saturday, right? So it was pushed back, 5 days. So that can happen. It's not uncommon that happens. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. I've watched other videos where people said they got theirs delivered on the delivery date that was promised. I don't know why it was pushed back. It said someone would call me and let me know, but no one ever did. The only reason I got was in the email and said due to logistics reasons. So I don't know what the reason was. But anyway, it got delivered today. And now I'm going to show you what I got. Oh, not yet. I forgot one more thing. This is pertinent. So I don't know if you use Credit Karma to check your scores, but if that's the case, be aware that Credit Karma shows you your Vantage score. And a lot of banks, they don't use Vantage scores. They use your FICO score. So before you go applying for something thinking your score is one thing, go on myfico.com and see what your FICO score is. Your FICO score is, out of all three scores between TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, whatever numbers they come in at, it's going to take the number that's in the middle. That's your FICO score. So on Credit Karma, you may see a 670, you may see a 686, and you may see a 701. 686 is your FICO score because that's the one that's in the middle, right? But keep in mind that Credit Karma is showing you a Vantage score. So these numbers may be slightly higher or they could be slightly lower. You have to get the actual numbers from the FICO, myfico.com. And then whatever those three numbers are, then you take your middle number, and that's the number, and you can keep in your mind that that's what Carvana is going to see when they go to do your credit pull. Okay, now let's check out what I got. I'm outside waiting for my delivery of my new car. He should be here momentarily. Said he was on his way. Said 10:30. It's a few minutes past 10:30 right now. I'm so excited. It's at the corner. I see it. I see it. I see it. It's coming.